Up next on Julian's Journal, ransomware. It's a malicious software that locks your files or devices and demands payment to unlock them. Ransomware attacks often start with phishing emails, but that's just the entry point. In this episode, we talk to an expert about how to harden your devices and what to do if your system or account gets compromised. Welcome back to Julian's Journal. I'm Julian, and once again, joined by Stela Fink, Information Security Incident Response Manager, and also Black Hat USA Program Manager. Thank you again for joining me. Today, we're talking about protecting personal assets in the event of becoming a victim of ransomware. Stella, could you tell us a little bit about someone such as myself or, any regular person at home who may be watching? What can they do to make sure that their information is kept safe? Or in the event that they've already been victimized, what can they do to prevent the further spread of their information on the dark web?
So I used to teach personal protection and firearms, and always taught to be aware of your surroundings, right? So in cybersecurity, you want to be kind of always aware of where you are using your devices, right? If you go and sit at a coffee shop, make sure you have a VPN so that as you're working, if there is a threat actor there or a threat actor that has compromised their Wi-Fi, they don't try to get access to your device, whether it's a laptop or a mobile device. You want to always back up your data because if your device does get hacked, you want to make sure that you have at least a backup of your data, right? You want to make sure you always update your devices outside of using a strong password, right? Make sure you have a password manager because you don't want to have your passwords on a notepad or even a note, like Notekeeper or whatever software notepad that you use. You don't want to keep your passwords there. So always use a password manager. Make sure you do MFA wherever, any application that you use, whether it's your airline, your healthcare, your bank, Google uh, Outlook, mail, anything, make sure that you use an MFA because it makes it harder, right? Going back to the password, the longer the password, the harder it takes for them to hack it, right? So 16 plus character password is a good kind of baseline. You also want to do alphanumeric, right? Wherever possible. There are some organizations that I've seen still where they don't allow some of the non-alphanumeric characters, but you want to make sure that you do that. Then if you get an email, don't just automatically go and click on the link. Verify that that email is from either a place you know, a lot of these threat actors, what they will do is they will send you an email that is going to be their poor grammar, a sense of urgency, suspicious, sender. You can also look and see if the name matches, sometimes they'll try to have the domain look almost the same as the domain that it's supposed to go to. So make sure you look at that. Generic greetings that instead of it saying, hi, Stella, it'll say, hi, customer. I need you to go and pay invoice ABC. Please click on this link, right? Make sure if you know the name of the company, go to their website and log in. Don't click on the link within the email, right? Go to that website, log in, verify whether or not you actually have a balance that you need to do. And um, look at if they send you a attachment. Most of the time, that's where they put the payload, right? A lot of the um, ransomware phishings that they do, they'll send an Adobe attachment, a Word attachment, any of the Microsoft applications, they'll send that attachment. And as soon as you click on it to open it up, they're in, and that's it. Um, they will try to get your password, get you to log in, right? Open up the Word. Oh, you need to log in into your MS account and they have your password. Account takeovers are starting to rise up right now as one of the biggest things that these threat actors are doing. So companies, I know individuals, if you own your own company and you're an entrepreneur, you may want to look at getting cyber insurance. But companies definitely, doesn't matter if you're nonprofit, small, medium, large organization, you want to make sure that you have cyber insurance to protect you, protect your data, protect any um, repercussions that may happen, right? So you need to guard all of that.
Think that'll be a thing where more individuals are going to purchase cybersecurity insurance as data breaches become, even more common than they were in the past.
The social media influencers, yeah, definitely. I think that they would probably have something where, with AI coming into play, they can potentially have videos out there that say things to do because they're an influencer and they didn't actually put it out there, right? So that's reputation
Yeah.
damage that
Yeah.
could happen.
Well, it reminds me of, I think it was Jamie Lee Curtis. She had been seeing this ad that was AI generated that depicted her likeness, advertising, said product. And she, was repeatedly posting on her own platform, I am not endorsing this product. That's not me. If Mark Zuckerberg is out there listening, please take this down. And so eventually, she made enough noise and her fan base who follows her made enough noise that it ended up getting removed from Instagram. But obviously, not everyone has the same platform as Jamie Lee Curtis, where you are this big actor and you have this following who can help pressure so and so who's, at the top to change things. Um, so I'm wondering, can I call Aflac? Say, hey, can you give me some cybersecurity insurance, some stuff?
Biggest things that I would say is if you feel that you've been hacked and you feel that your data is out there, make sure you report it to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3, FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center.
Mouthful.
I know, huh? And let them know. And then most definitely change your password. Like, yeah, I know it's hard, and that's why I said have a password manager. Um, and and then, if it was a data that was at a another company, then you could potentially, go to them and say, "Hey, my data was stolen because of you. Um, what are you going to do about it?"
Your phone has been hacked. What is step one? And take us through all the steps that you would do in terms of securing, your device once it's been compromised.
Turn off any Bluetooth, internet, make sure it's not connecting to the outside world, right? And then reset the device to factory settings, right? Um, if it's a phone, a lot of people are so tied to their phone because, oh, I've got all these messages and these pictures that I don't want to lose. And it's unfortunate, but prior to this, you should have been backing up, whether it's through your iCloud or Google or Amazon Photos. Just back up your photos. Your texts, it all depends on the carrier whether or not you get those back, right? Um, Phones, if you have an eSIM, contact your carrier because then you need to change that eSIM card because then if even if you bring it back, they could potentially get back into your phone. So cut it off from any outside access, whether it's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, internet, and reset it to factory settings. And make sure that if it was a text that you got, that you block that number and report it. And make sure you don't go back and try to click on it because then you're you're back in the same boat, right? If it's a laptop, same thing. Disconnect it from Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Hopefully you've backed up your data and reset it to factory settings, and then go back in and do your, set it up for you, and then restore your items from backup. If it's in your browser history, you're gonna want to make sure you don't go back to that particular page, right? Clear all your browser history, clear everything, um, and that would be me personally. That's what I would do, right? A lot of people, and this is going back years when I used to work back in Los Angeles at law firms, is a lot of the attorneys, whether they were of counsel, special counsel, or the partners, they will let their kids use their laptops or their phone or their devices, right? And so
Oh, to
you want
like
to make
watch
sure,
YouTube or something like that.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, you want to make sure you don't do that.
Guilty.
because your
Yeah.
because your kids could potentially download something, right? And so and you may not know, right? They may download something and you may not know, and then you're walking around and accessing your bank accounts, this and that, and there are threat actors that are on there. Have a specific device for your kids so that if for whatever reason you suspect that that device has been hacked, you can reset it without losing any of your data.
I hope to talk to you again soon about this very important topic and other important topics in cybersecurity. Um, Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's been great talking to you about ransomware and how to protect yourself, whether it's you personally or businesses.